Do it, coward, you won't.
I did. From save point.
I don't believe you.
What are we doing? Disappearing
Your
act.
mom.
Well, this sure is a... What do you call it? A sausage? No, wait, it was a pickle. And it's your pickle. I told you to stay in the room. Sorry. Not much else I can say.
Except that the sound's working.
Woohoo! It's alright.
And I'm going to remember to type a stream ping tonight.
Top priority now is finding that body. You can make it up to me later. 10 bags or so of chocolate snackoos should do the trick nicely. You should watch your sugar intake, Emma. I don't remember what we were doing or what we presented, so I will present.
You were accusing a blind kid. Because you're a heartless monster.
It's not about seconds. Look, what's more important is that Mr. Tu's body is missing. We've got to find it. Oh, right. She would be more convincing if she wasn't staying around eating her precious snackoos. My laptop is 100% plugged in.
Of course it is. You'd be stupid to have not done so before the stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Night stream pings. Weep thinks a blind kid shot a man with a 45.
July 8th, 12:57 a.m. in the wings. I don't actually think the blind kid do it. I just think it's funny. Because that's obviously what they're setting it up to be, but he definitely did not do it. But I just think it's funny.
Good cover, good cover. Also, hey, Kethel.
Hey, Kethel.
Does something seem different to you, Apollo?
Something is definitely different here.
Let's check it out.
Examine! I don't know what's different here, but I'll examine everything.
I'm not sure that's all that important right now. Let's check out that thing in the middle of the stage, stupid.
I guess.
Kethel says her witch senses were tingling. That stage there must have been lowered before.
That's the tower of that I got last Lemiwar. The Lemiwar and Prosecutor Gavin were sitting on.
Someone must have raised it. I don't see a way to control it from here. Apollo, what about that ladder there against the wall? We could use that to take a look up top.
Maybe we should go get Emma.
What are you talking about? We have to see this sort of thing for ourselves.
I'm not so good with heights. Aw, little Apollo has a fear of heights.
Stop whining and start climbing, bitch.
Urk. I also have a fear of heights, so don't worry, Apollo. I'm literally Apollo. Can we, like, keep saying this? Like, I am literally Apollo. It didn't look that high from below, really. But when we got to the top, I felt every one of those 20 feet down. Of course, I wasn't thinking.
You felt 20 feet, you say?
Yeah, that was Clavier. Of course, I wasn't thinking about the height anymore. Not after what we found up there.
What are you thinking about there, forehead?
We found two things we were looking for, and one thing we never expected to find.
Your mom.
The body?
Oh my god, it's the body and the killer.
The body, guitar in hand, and the pianist, Machi Tobe. Tobe? Tobai?
Machi Toby.
July 8th, 10:09 a.m. Write anything, agency. Wow, that concert last night sure went south in a hurry.
No kidding. Why did they arrest Machi? Why?
Oh, so the kid did do it. No. Don't look at me like it's my fault. Machi Tobai. Tobe? How you say it?
Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu.
Machi Tepe, the blind pianist. Arrest on suspicion of murdering Romain Latouche.
Also, if any of my voices sound different tonight, it's because the new headphones the new headphones block out sound a lot better than the old ones did. So I sound very different to myself right now.
You sound okay.
I can't believe such a cute little boy could do something so horrible. Yeah, I mean like volume control and such.
Oh, okay. I guess they have proof of some kind.
What proof could they have had? I'm assuming that's what that line said.
Yep.
Morning.
Daddy, Prosecutor Gavin?
What a night, eh? Hair forehead, wink wink, nudge nudge.
Oh, we're not talking about that right now, okay, Clavier?
I apologize for being so upset. Mr. Gavin, do you know what's going on? No. Why did they arrest Machu Picchu? Why?
Don't look at him like it's his fault either.
Oh, apparently I sound different to Kethel. It was tough for me too.
You sound the same to me, but I don't know.
Kethel says you could cut cheddar with Clavier's collarbone.
Yeah.
Interesting analogy. They performed together that night after all. Yet... The powers that be say that, given the circumstances, it could only have been him.
What do you mean by the circumstances?
Lamiwa was invited from Borginia as an ambassador of goodwill. It is vital that this case be wrapped up swiftly, so as the police don't give a shit. That's all the powers that we want, really.
Well, those are circumstances, alright. Well, what makes Machi the only possible suspect?
Hair forehead. You seem to have forgotten that you're talking to the prosecution, the enemy.
My daddy? I mean... Ah, right. I forgot we're not
That's
boyfriends.
I'm only your daddy after 5 p.m., hair forehead.
I forgot we're not dating in court. I think I like this side of Prosecutor Gavin better, actually. You're so gay! Oh my god!
I'm not at liberty to discuss the particulars of the case. Especially not to the defense attorney.
What? Did you just say? Me? The defense attorney? I didn't agree to this!
That's what I came to tell you. And also I love you. He's down at the detention center. He wants to request your services.
You mean Machi? Machi wants me? Also, I love you too.
Machi wants you as his attorney. I want you in a different way.
You know he suddenly whispers that into Apollo's ear. Apollo turns beet red. Anyway.
This is what we've been waiting for, Apollo. Let's get going!
Right.
Good luck. I'm off to question Lamiwa.
Right. Later. I hope I'm up to this. July 8th, Detention Center, Visitors Room.
Well, I just don't get it. I refuse to believe a cute little kid like that could do something so terrible.
You said that already.
Okay. Kethel, that's our client in this case, a 14-year-old blind kid who stands accused of shooting a man in the back twice with a .45 revolver.
The blind kid did it for 200, Your Honor.
You said 300 on the schedule.
Oh, did I?
Why are you lowering your bid? Are you getting less and less confident?
Maybe.
Machi, everything's going to be okay. We're here for you.
Hi. Maybe you could tell me about last night. Is he okay? Bro.
He's still speaking Gorgonese, which we've decided is Putty Patrol speak.
Oh, I know that, but that was when I realized how tough it must be. A little kid like this, in a country so far from everything he's ever known.
He's not in court yet. Maybe Lamiwa can help?
But didn't Prosecutor Gavin say she was with him?
Good luck. I'm off to question Lamiwa, because you must have forgotten that in the 10 seconds since this scene. Well, what are we going to do?
That's a good question. I can't think of anything we can do but go with this and hope for the best at the trial tomorrow. To be continued.
Oh,
Okay,
to be continued.
I guess that's the end of the stream. Good night, everyone.
All right, well, we'll talk to you tomorrow, Kethel. See if we're grinding Battle Network tomorrow.
July 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Wow, those 2 days flew by fast. Welcome back, everybody. Court is now in session for... How the fuck do I say that? Machi Tobe, Your Honor. The pixie of the arpeggio.
So you don't pronounce the E. So it's just Tobe. Gotcha.
You can just say Machu Picchu. Right. His trial. Court is in session.
The defense is right, Your Honor.
The prosecution is A-okay, Herr Judge.
I mean, you are mighty fine.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin.
I think this is a good time to review all my evidence before we actually start. Okay, Therese badge.
Profiles.
And the profiles, I'll do that too. How long did I yearn for one of these? Just putting it on makes me feel ready. Lyric sheet. Contains lyrics to Lemiroir's ballad. Touch check button for details. Sugar, sugar, oh that night.
You have to sing it. Come on.
Sugar, sugar, oh that night in your embrace. When you stole away.
That's not the melody.
I don't know what the melody was. I don't remember.
It was a ballad, so it was slow.
I don't remember what it was, but anyway.
We need to enroll you in a music class.
I'm not great when it comes to musical things.
Yeah, that's why we need to put you in the class.
When you stole away the keys, my heart held on to so tight. Pleasure, pleasure. But a fleeting melody, it wraps itself around me. It was a lot slower.
Now through the air I fly.
Whoa.
In the goofy voice, come on.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Burn on in my heart. Fire. Burn my love away. All away. Like a bullet of love. Fire. Take my life away. All away. Guitar, up together to the sky. Gorgeous. Anyway, postcard. Whatever. Lemiroir's own publicity postcard. Touch check details. Lemiroir, site. Your mother. She's very pretty. Investigation requests. Documentaries for Prosecutor Gavin. Information concerning the crime to be restricted to police and related parties.
The gag order. That means it's just for fun.
To ensure the efficiency and secrecy of our investigation, the bearer is hereby ordered to speak to no one outside the investigation concerning any details of the case. District Police Chief. Revolver. Weapons retrieved. Blah blah. The murder weapon. A deadly high-caliber revolver that totally a blind kid used. Brooch. Found at the crime scene. Turns out it belongs to Lemiroir. Mixing board. Allows music to be played in separate tracks. Touch buttons to use. I'm not doing that. Keyring.
You don't want to show it off to Kethel? It's really cool.
So we hear the whole song, but we can also turn down something.
And also number 2 is off.
Yeah.
Missed his cue on the last part. And the guy who missed his cue looks like a fucking orca.
Yeah. Keyring, found in victim's left hand, holds keys to the guitar case and motorcycle. Okay, profiles. Phoenix Wright, which we have not seen in this case yet, but he's gonna appear eventually. Age 33. He's male.
Okay.
A pianist who can't play a lick. Formerly an ace defense attorney of some renown. Trucy Wright.
I can't play a lick.
Age 15. Future star magician Phoenix Wright's daughter. Fond of her Mr. Hattrick. Clavier Gavin. Age 24. Male. Star prosecutor and leader vocalist for the rock group The Gavineers. Latus. Age 35. Gender male. Shot during the performance. He died after leaving me with his last words. Namuar. Age 40. Gender female. Singer lauded as the siren of the ballad from the tiny country of Virginia. Machi Tobe, age 14, gender male, blind pianist, arrest sound sufficient having shot Mr. Latus. Emma Sky, age 25, gender female, detective obsessed with forensics, in charge of the initial investigation. And chocolate.
Upset.
Darian.
There he is.
Darian Crescent, age 24.
Darian Croissant.
Croissant. Guitarist for the Gavineers. His day job is as detective in Criminal Affairs Division 3. Okay. Anyway. Did you read this line?
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. My opening statement, yeah. No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Yes? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right?
Live long, bestie.
You'd only be kicking them when they're down.
What are you talking about?
Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial. The Chief Justice's son.
The Chief Justice?
His son is afflicted with a most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. This will not be relevant to the case in any way. Don't even bother remembering it.
Ah.
So I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day.
That's too random for it to not be important. And that's it.
Nope, definitely won't be important. Not relevant at all, just forget you heard it.
Chief Justice, son is sick. Okay, got it. Good to hear. Incurable disease. Great. Probably cancer.
Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending?
She's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me like that for?
In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so I'm a bit busty today, so let's wrap this up quickly. Judge Big Naturals.
This is a fucking clown court.
Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly. You're in luck here, Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review the victim in this case. Romain Latus, age 35. The global manager for diva songstress La Miwa. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details. The court accepts this into evidence.
This is the autopsy report added to the court record.
Kethel says, very odd to see a 15-year-old say grown-ups unironically or at all.
Death due to loss of blood from a gunshot wound. Estimated time of death was between 9 to 9:30 p.m.
No, it's EST. That's the time zone.
No.
Yes.
No, it's estimated time of death, Mikey. That's what the EST means in this case.
No, it's time of death between 9 and 9:30 p.m. EST.
No.
Also, are you going to click check on it at all?
Victim's name remain the Tuesday 35 male. Time of death July 7th between 9 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. Blood loss due to .45 caliber bullet wound. Time elapsed between shooting and death currently under review.
45 caliber? That's quite large, isn't it? A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. However, the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Kethel says Eastern Standard Time would be somewhere in the Czech Republic. Okay, so now we know where Japanifornia is.
It's not EST though! It's not
yes,
EST!
It is.
That's not what it means!
It totally is.
It's estimated!
It's absolutely what it means.
Hang on, I can prove this. Mikey, it's every sentence starts with a capital. This does?
So?
This starts with a capital. This does not start with a capital. Therefore, it's estimated time of death.
Yeah, the estimated time of death is an EST.
No, it's not! At least we don't know what it actually is. Well, we kind of do. I mean, doesn't the first game kind of give an indication what it is? I know that Paris is 9 hours ahead of it. Or whatever.
Canonically, the English games take place in Los Angeles.
Anyway, did you read this? I should be yelling at you.
Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering.
Crime photo adds to the court record.
2 shots were fired.
Victim shot in shoulder. Lemuar's room. Check it.
Victim shot and shower in Lamiwa's room.
Lemuar.
2 shots were fired. 1 shot missed. The other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. Kethel offers an alternative theory as to what EST stands for, electronic sales tax.
Interesting.
This is where the bullets hit.
That's true.
I see. The court accepts this evidence.
Diagram adds to the court record.
If we're talking about a 45 caliber revolver,
The crime scene. Wow.
we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use. The 14-year-old killer, the 14-year-old blind killer, was adept with the 45
Unless
caliber
he's not
revolver's
really
use.
blind.
At 14.
He's actually a 30-year-old man. Undercover.
Really? Yeah. He's not actually that short. He's just been walking on his knees the entire time.
I want this to be canon now. That's so funny. I hate it though, but it's funny.
He's gonna stop speaking Borgonese and he's gonna have like a chain smoker voice, like, "All right, you got me. I did it. You hear? And I don't regret a thing."
That sounds like something that would happen in like The Simpsons or something. Anyway. Yeah, apparently weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one,
you say?
it break... Almost like Clavier's dick. It break every bone in his body.
The defense will take more care in choosing examples, even if that one is true. Wow, so the judge couldn't use that one without breaking bones, huh? But a 14-year-old could use it just fine, apparently?
Absolutely.
As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. This dressing room has only one entrance, this door. That does seem to be the case, yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots. He's talking about you and Emma, huh?
And this is when Apollo becomes a witness.
Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course.
Why isn't Apollo a witness? Like, is he gonna be a witness in case? He should be a witness. He should be. He probably won't be, though.
But that's impossible. Well, Emma's gonna be a witness, and like I don't remember specifically, but I'm gonna guess that Apollo's gonna press some of her statements in her testimony, and she's gonna be like, "Why are you asking me? You were there too." Like that time. I think Will Powers was on the stand. He was like, "Well, I had guests waiting for me back at the table, so I didn't want to take too long." And Phoenix presses that statement, and he's like, "Is that true?" Yeah, like that.
I remember that. Yeah. Did you read it?
Exactly. This murder was impossible.
Also, I love that sprite.
It
Anyway.
makes you so hot. For all but one person. One person? That is, of course, the defendant, Machu Picchu. Only this defendant could have committed the crime. Only this blind 14-year-old boy could have fired this .45 caliber revolver. You said.
Sounds accurate to me. The blind boy for 100, Your Honor.
Wow, you are really going down. What's next? The blind boy for 75 cents, Your Honor. It's quite. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear. Very well. I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Kethel says the victim dying of blood loss is plausible. However, a revolver with that kind of kick could shatter bones or rupture kidneys. Well, the bullet did go through his shoulder. That is where the wound was.
We need someone who is
please
thick.
take the stand.
You know who could probably use that revolver and not broken a bone? Rehydrate Ganon. Anyway.
I don't think the Gerudo King is going to be a suspect in this case.
I don't think so.
Your name and profession, please. Wouldn't that be wild though? Just Ganon suddenly turning up in an Ace Attorney case.
Listen. Emma Skye. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Emma seems tired somehow.
Tired of Clavier's shit?
Pretty much.
Security at the concert, you say?
Some security I was couldn't even stop a murder.
Now, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know.
I'm sure that makes her feel much better.
I want to hear about these bigger mistakes. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered. Also, Kethel, I don't think you were here for the last Apollo Justice stream. It's canon that Emma doesn't like Clavier, and I decided to headcanon that Clavier thinks Emma is his only female friend because she's the one woman he knows who isn't a relative of his who doesn't swoon over him. But
yeah.
that just makes her not be able to stand him even more. So like she would fling one of her snacks at his head while he was busy rambling about something, and it would hit him in the forehead, and he'd stop and be like, "What?" And she would start grinning about that, and Clavier would be like, we're getting along." And then next time she tries it, he catches the snack in his teeth, and like he looks at her all expectantly, like she's supposed to be impressed, and she like turns her head in even deeper disgust.
Yeah, I still think that's definitely what actually happened.
And we were able to identify the killer, isn't that right, bestie? You may give the court your testimony, if you would, bestie. Describe the circumstances of that day, and your discovery of the crime, please.
Alright. Murderous Circumstances by Emma Skye. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room, filled with blaring rock music, and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it.
Ethel says I feel the same way about him, except I would not throw snacks at him, don't want to waste food. Okay, and interesting that you can't stand him either, because Starburst is all over him.
I love him. So much more than Godo. Maybe I love him. Honestly, I love him as much as Edgeworth.
Yeah, Godo is a low bar to clear, but I do like Clavier as a character. It was lucky that a detective was the first on the scene. But that door was the only way out of the room, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Then I don't get it. How can they say that Machi did it?
Looks like we need a bit more information. Are we ready to press,
every
statement? Yes!
Time to press every statement and have Emma say, "Why are you asking me? You were there too."
For some reason, when I'm playing this with Neon, because I'm playing the first game with my friend Neon right now, she doesn't press every statement. I don't understand. I'm just like, just press the statements. There's no harm in pressing every statement, but she doesn't do it. She tries to figure out what's wrong without pressing it.
Is she? Oh, okay. I had one theory before you said that. I thought she might have been worried about like accidentally getting. She might have been worried about getting penalized if she pressed the wrong statement. But now that you say that, I'm thinking that her logic is that pressing is just for hints. She thinks it should be possible to deduce the problem just from the statements alone.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway, I'm always, every time we do, I'm just like, press all the statements. There's no harm in doing it, unless they're going to tell you you're going to be penalized.
Is she the one on the controls, or are you?
She's controlling it, not me.
Okay. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Murderous Circumstances by Emma Skye.
The night of the murder. I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes? That's right. Do you know this already? What was the detective doing on security detail, may I ask? If it was only a concert. My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods. Prosecutor Gavin.
Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled some things that day, you might say. The stench of conspiracy.
Fuck. He's a conspiracy theorist, y'all.
That day at the concert hall.
Conspiracy. Stop doing that, it's hot.
Well, isn't it obvious? My keys, that whole morning, no, the whole day was ruined.
Oh.
And it's all because someone stole my keys.
This is new. I don't think I've seen this one yet, or we've seen it like once, maybe last trial, but this is not this very rare spray of him.
You want to bottle that sweat of his, don't you?
No! That's weird! I want to lick it.
Oh, of course. That's perfectly normal. I couldn't ride my dick to the show. I couldn't open my guitar case. There he goes. There he goes again.
Is that possibly simply misplaced them?
Misplaced them? Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hand on their own.
Clavier making a good point here, though.
What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hand, that makes you the prime suspect.
Oh, damn.
Love, slow acting and new. Atroquinine is waiting for you.
Who?
I'm gonna guess that's like some like fingerprinting chemical or something. He's saying something.
Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top? Because I'm kind of into it.
Yeah. The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was like a sailor, adrift on a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen. You can't be an ace attorney prosecutor unless you're pretentious as fuck.
Yeah.
So I put the detective with the most time on their hands on the task. Isn't that right, bestie? I see. I can accept wanting to be close to one's friends.
Well, I can't. What do you mean, something with hands? I did not read what you said.
Time on their hands.
Oh, okay.
Please, the testimony.
Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. We were let in, though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you.
I gave the Fraulein special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again. And also her babysitter.
Also babysitter.
Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now.
Gee, great. Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off. So no other outsiders were there then. And then, at the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the one chatting. I was eating snackoos.
Oh, hey, no snacking in court unless you have enough to share.
Are you sure? I have some for you, Judge, if you want some. And then she throws a snackoo at him.
And he catches it in his mouth like a doggy.
Yeah.
And you're sure the shots came from Lamiwa's room?
Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here, not you.
Oh, so sorry, bestie.
Here, this'll keep you quiet. Katonk? Thanks. So, munch. How about it? Munch, Emma. We were right, munch. There. Hard to be mistaken about that, munch.
Please, either talk or eat, not both at the same time.
Did your parents
Also
ever teach you not to chew with your mouth open? Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. I went to the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. Rock. Blaring, yes. Remember how loud it was in your ears?
When you say rock, are you referring perhaps to this rock and/or roll music that is so popular these days?
That's right. When we went into the dressing room, my ears were hurting. Music was blaring over the speaker on the wall. They piped sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage. They have to be so loud.
You don't listen to the Gaviniers with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul, yeah, baby!
And your dick.
Yes, that's part of your entire body. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume.
When we walked into the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe. Make it easy to determine the time of the crime.
If you could hear that music playing, then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi. Including myself.
Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation.
Good work, bestie.
I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know there was only one exit from the room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent.
Oh.
But that air vent was too small! Who could possibly... Exactly. There's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. A child? Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed.
And of all people involved with the concert, Only one is small enough to be considered a child. Unless he was standing on his knees the entire time. The defendant. The pixie of the arpeggio flitted up towards the sky. And disappeared from the scene of the crime.
But that's just conjecture!
Or there was no other way out of that room. You were there. You should know, Herr Forehead.
And there is another vital piece of evidence. Evidence? What? Marks are found on the air vents grill. Traces that have recently been opened. Wait, what? Why am I only finding this out now? And
Because you didn't investigate it.
And something else was found quite clearly. The defendant, Machi Tobei's fingerprints. What? Hope I'm not waking anyone up. I'm gonna close my door, hang on.
I hope you woke everyone up. Order, order, order!
Sorry. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't too loud.
That air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Herr Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you?
Urgh!
Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it up in the audience.
So this was his decisive evidence.
Quite decisive indeed.
Is it? Do we even analyze?
I believe that's enough of that.
Do we even analyze the gun for fingerprints? I feel like that's something we should have done. Just saying.
The prosecution has a rather convincing case.
Despite us, you know, not getting fingerprints on this, having a few things wrong. The blind kid did it for $50, Your Honor!
The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive.
Ugh!
I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict. Even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit. I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough.
Ugh! It can't be over already!
Very well. I believe this trial is finished. If the defense has no contradicting evidence... The prosecution has presented our proof, clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it had better be clear and plain. Ah, Apollo, they've got us on the ropes already. We'd better come up with something quick.
I know! Think! What can get us out of this? We need evidence or a witness that can prove Machi's innocent beyond a doubt. Without that, gulp.
Mr. Justice, do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now, or else it's game over.
And so soon! If I mess this one up, it's all over. The court wants contradiction proof? Ooh. I don't think I have any actual... I'm gonna make a save state, hang on. I mean, I'm not cheating. I don't think I have any actual proof, technically, that proves it. Because lyrics don't do shit. The postcard doesn't do shit. Sorry.
Kethel's theory is the gun.
But that doesn't... I can't do anything with the gun. They don't see...
I mean, there is the logic of he couldn't have fired it, he's too small. And also blind.
But I don't... Why do I feel like that's the court's not going to accept that? You know what I mean?
I mean, you've got nothing to lose.
I don't think it's right, but I'll give... I don't think it's right, but I'll give it a try. The defense is prepared to show contradicting evidence!
This should be interesting. What sort of evidence? Yes, what sort of evidence, Mr. Justice? I feel like the answer is going to be call a witness, and...
I feel like it is called a witness.
Yeah, the witness is probably going to be Machi, so he can show up on the stand and be like, yeah, I'm blind. Oh.
Oh. Really? It is the gun? Is it... What? That's not what I thought it was going to be. This evidence does more than contradict, it flips the whole case on its head!
Thank you for presenting evidence that is both clear and plain, as requested. Yes, clearly and plainly wrong! Okay. I'm afraid the only thing flipped on its head here was you as a child.
The music's... That has to be saved, hang on. That has... I'm putting that in not Gossip Stones, in the stands. Because I still haven't remade the...
thread.
Yeah.
That is a sick burn, though.
Bro. Paste. That's so funny.
I'm afraid the only thing flipped on its head here was you as a child, Mr. Justice.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to be right because the actual... Because usually this will have in it the important information, and it doesn't have anything about it being heavy, it doesn't have anything about it being this and that. They mentioned it a bunch of times, but...
Hang on a sec.
Ugh, I guess that wasn't it. Let's see. What happened? Call a witness! I don't know where Mikey went, but I will read this line anyway. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? I'll wait for Mikey.
Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor. I got back just in time, apparently. And on my million-seller hit, Atroquinine, My Love. There he goes again.
That's too bad, because there was a witness!
Ho-ho! Really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly
it's gonna be Lemiroir, because he talked about...
Or it's going to be Apollo himself? Since you were saying, why isn't he a witness?
That's also true. No, yeah, it's gonna be, he says it's the siren thing, right? That was mentioned in last time. So it's gonna be Lemiroir, right? That's who we're gonna be. Maybe?
Mr. Latusse's last words.
Because I'm the only one in the world who knows this! What's going on? I just talked to him now. Nay. He's alive! Mr. Latusse, can you hear me?
No. Cold. Oh, cold. Witness.
You're cold? Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Help is on the way, dear! Help is on the way!
Can't see.
Hang in there, Mr. Latusse. Tell me, who was the witness?
The witness is Siren. What? The victim said this before he died? Perhaps he did. And perhaps he did not?
Oh, Clavier. What do you mean by that, Clavier?
All we know is what her forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself.
But it's the truth! He said it! I even told you about it! But apparently you ignored me completely! This is just like what you do in bed!
It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly, this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job in bed. That's enough.
Stop blurring in court!
Enough pillow talk. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for.
Ugh! There's no backing out now!
Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice.
It was Phoenix Wright!
It was Trucy Wright.
No.
It was the victim himself, Romain Latouche. L'Amiral.
Recall Mr. Latouche's last words! We're not doing this again.
Witness is siren. The siren. Aha! He meant the siren.
That's right, the siren of the ballad, Lemuel. Lemuel was only on stage for the second set. And she had access...
I feel like there's some translation fuckery going on there with like they were probably saying like siren in Japanese and her title is Siren of the Ballad in English or something.
Yeah, probably. And she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness.
I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin.
Where am I? Okay. Why is it so fast now? Anyway.
My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime. Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lemuel to the witness stand.
Lemuel would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag the story out of her no matter what it is.
It is my distinct honor to welcome the siren of the ballad to the courtroom.
You are too kind.
Oh, you can speak English?
Yes, yes I can. Though I am not very good, there is much I do not know.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it. What does she mean she doesn't know? Is she lying? Trying to save her public face? What is this? It's a courtroom!
I too sought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course.
What's that?
Lemuel suffers from amnesia.
Lies in the seats!
Amnesia?
Lemuel is not my true name. Yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage.
Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought. As lauded singer Lemuel, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her, thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. I see. I care surprisingly little about people. It's past. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lemuel.
Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I'm being called as a witness. What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened.
Lemuel, let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet, that young gentleman with the humongous forehead over there was adamant that you stand. Seriously, I could play a game of tic-tac-toe on that thing.
That's so mean. Oh my.
Congratulations, Apollo! You're the bad guy! Yay!
Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime.
Oh. What I saw by Lemuel. As for what I saw nothing. One night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying.
The judge is thirsting for all these girls on the testimony stand, I swear. I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying.
There you have it. She saw nothing that night, except these nuts. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat, and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be. Wow, you just got better, Apollo. Way to go!
Grr.
You're up to like Doofenshmirtz evil.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet.
Does that mean I can't press everything?
And don't build any innators.
Lemuel talk to me in the night of the crime. She must know something, and I gotta find out what.
With this, the testimony-inator!
What I saw. Okay, I don't think there's a penalty for pressing. But you must have seen something! Mr. Latouche named you! Mr. Latouche? How can I tell you what I don't know? Lemuel, you said you were a witness. He said... Hang on. Let me try that again. That was not right. Lemuel, he said you were a witness with his dying words. I do not know what he meant to say, but that night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. It was a great concert. You heard me sing. Thank you. I was hoping to get an autograph later, actually. Of course.
Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. You're out of line. If anyone deserves an autograph here, it's me. One on my gavel would be nice.
All of them are fanboys here.
Herr Judge.
What's this?
It's my autograph. Now keep this trial moving.
What?
That's not what I wanted.
Oh, my grandchild will be so happy. My grandchild eBay.
Apparently, his grandson is a big fan.
Let us continue, shall we? If you would, Lemuel. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance.
I did not return backstage after the second set. You did not return backstage once? Where were you then? What were you doing?
Your mom.
I was singing up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing. And was Machi with you at the time? Unfortunately, I do not know where he was. So much for an alibi for Machi. And I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. With Machi, correct? How was he then? He seemed as he always does. Though I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Latouche's death. Yet, he is not the type to show much emotion.
Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches. He answers most questions with silence, and those glinting frames speak nothing. The questioning hasn't gotten very far.
Except when we were talking to him, he looked pretty spooked in whatever he was saying in the second half. We sat there, waiting. That was where I learned something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. How was the incident explained to you? I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Latouche died.
Of course, investigations require some security.
But Mr. Latouche was my manager! I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Both Matchy and I were beside ourselves with concern.
Allow me to apologize, but please understand. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you.
Yes, I understand. Think, what doesn't ring true about her testimony?
It's hard to imagine Lamiwa lying.
She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. Why wouldn't she tell me the night of the murder? That's what I saw? I saw nothing. I don't know.
Maybe you have to press again.
Like what statement?
Just press them all again. Like it might be one of those things where it's like, now that you've pressed this statement, when you press this previous statement again, something new will, some new dialogue will happen.
The hint is what she wouldn't tell us the night of the murder. What was it she was keeping silent on? Oh my god, I don't remember. Oh! There's something with the brooch? The brooch? I don't know what statement we presented on, though. Because the brooch, this proves that she was there.
Probably the one where she says, I didn't go backstage.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna make a save state. I mean, I'm not cheating. Anyway. Objection! I'm sorry, Lemiwar, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not?
It looks just like Trucy's. Why, that's Lamiwa's. She was wearing it for her song.
Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin?
What?
This brooch was found after the murder took place, at the very scene of the crime!
What?
Lemiwar, how did your brooch get backstage and you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you have been wearing it during your performance that night!
Oh, that brooch has legs. It sometimes walks off on its own.
What is the meaning of this? Lamiwa, please explain.
Lemiwar.
She says English is quite difficult.
The trick's not going to work here! Giggle, giggle.
Your forehead may be humongous, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact.
What now?
In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment.
What?
Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak.
Is she really saying all that?
What's she talking about, Apollo?
Right when the incident occurred. Ah! She's talking about that? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Mr. O'Toos, can you hear me?
Cold. So cold.
You're cold, so
Goodness.
don't worry. I'm going to get fine. Help is on the way. Siren? How can a siren witness anything? Yikes! Emma? What was that? Who's there? What's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh? No. I could have sworn I heard a door close. I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you.
So this was when your brooch dropped? That explains that.
It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it. But that's ridiculous! You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch!
Don't make me make you vet, hair forehead.
Too late.
She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is
Ace-
evidence.
Ace Attorney, where the prosecutors and the attorneys get wet in court. Anyway.
So she looked in at the crime scene.
Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice.
Hair forehead shouting, "Who's there?" No doubt. A horrible voice indeed.
Especially in
That's
bed.
why I keep you gagged when we're in bed together.
Oh my god. Not in court, please. I closed the door immediately.
Well, that explains the brooch. And nothing will ever change that. Let's return to your testimony.
That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lemuar, you did look into the room, though, right? Yes. Testify as to what you saw. Very well. It was only the briefest of glimpses. When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Tsutsui was behind the wall. Okay, so these are two new statements. What did you see in that brief glimpse? I only opened the door slightly when I heard the horrible voice.
And shut the door.
I have always wondered, hair forehead. Does that voice of yours lack a volume knob?
It's my cords of steel, man. Just back off. I saw
Being loud is
nothing.
like my only gimmick.
I saw nothing. The late Mr. Tsutsui was behind the wall. A wall? Was there a wall there? Was there a wall there? I don't think so. Well, there was a wall and furniture, I suppose. Sorry, just grooving to the music for a sec.
Understandable, have a nice night.
Is what it is in English?
A division, or partition, I believe. It was a large dressing room, divided into two halves.
And the murder took place in the inside half. I guess that partition might have hidden the body. Man was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room, told to wait there.
Don't we have a map of the crime scene?
We do. But, I mean, she's right. She wouldn't have seen it. She just opened it. Well, no. Yeah, no, if she just opened it like this. Because the doors opens this way, I assume that's what it means. Because this way opens this way. She opened it slightly. All she would have seen is the vent here. Wait! How does she know it's behind the wall? If she didn't see anything, how did she know it was behind the wall? She didn't see the body, because the body disappeared afterwards.
You wanna present that after making a save state or making a regular save with the start button?
No, but we're gonna make a save state, because it's just easier. So I guess I present the
You're
diagram.
easier.
I don't know what I present, though. The diagram?
You just said the diagram, yeah.
So I guess...
Nope. Aw, we didn't get to hear the judge's sick burn for Apollo.
Like, I don't know, like, how do I... This is the only thing that's sus. I mean, how did she know it was behind the wall?
Is that the only thing that's sus? Oh, I just realized.
This? What? What'd you realize?
Yeah, the bracelet's lit up now.
I forgot this was a mechanic.
Hopefully your laptop plays nice with it tonight.
Where would this be to?
She's all covered up, so I feel like the only tell she could have would be like her eyes.
Yeah.
Or it might be a different statement.
I don't want to see if there was something because I didn't see the I saw nothing. Okay. I want to send. I still think I'm right though. I mean, like, how does she know it's behind the wall?
I mean, it is a natural assumption if she now knows it's a murder case.
I suppose.
Because, like, you can't see through the witness bench, right?
I don't think so. You know.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't even go down that low.
I would assume it's on one of the new statements. The only thing that moves, it also moves is her mouth.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is the first statement. As for what I saw nothing.
Yeah, maybe.
Kethel says Whiskey Tango Foxtrot is this magic observation bracelet. Apollo has really good vision, but only when he's squeezing his wrist.
not sure what I'm... I still think this is a suspect statement. I don't know. I'm gonna try presenting all the evidence I think could work with this statement, and then I'll try perceiving again. No. Your Honor, I did your mother. He's just like, Apollo, no you did. You got no swag.
Objection!
Where else can I perceive, though? Her lips, I suppose, but that's not really gonna help.
Oh, her throat. Watch for when she swallows, I guess.
Yep. I just saw the little throat go. Ka-ching.
Gotcha!
The late Mr. Latusse's body, you say? Yes. You know something more about Mr. Latusse's death than you are saying. What? I can see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes. It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latousse have to be shot? One moment, Lemuel. Yes? What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Latousse have to be shot? Yes? She was hiding something. I knew it. Lemuel, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony. Eh? How could that be? Take this! Lemuel, contrary to your whole testimony, I have the evidence to prove it. So she just said he was shot. What are we looking for?
The gag order.
That's true. Because we like the gag. Tell me, Lemuel. How'd you know he had been shot? Hey, well, Oh. Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. And then I was gagged. I tell you, it was quite the trip. This is a document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. I'm gonna sneeze. Ugh. I love sneezing. It's my favorite thing to do. Yay. Sneezing. Yay. Anyway. Furthermore, you testified that you would see nothing. That you knew that Mr. O'Toole had been shot. How could you have known? Yow!
L'Amiroir! You aren't hiding something from this court, I hope.
Hide something from court? The witness? Never!
That never happens, Ace Attorney.
That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. Now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony.
Of course. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh?
She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. I saw bullet holes in the wall. I knew Mr. Latouche had been shot. Only a glimpse, yet you knew they were bullet holes. That's impossible. Yes, I recognized them immediately, even though you could not have seen them. Because if you only slightly open the door opens this way. That means if you slightly open it, you have only seen the vent over here. Which means you would have had to open it fully. And in fact, go into the room to see the bullet holes. Anyway.
The bullet wounds in the wall.
The wounds in the wall. Yes, I recognize them immediately. I have seen bullet holes before, you know.
You have traveled the world as a singer. You must have sung in places far more dangerous than our country.
I go wherever my voice is needed. Those places are many these days.
That's really cool. I hope I get to travel like L'Amiroir someday. I plan on recording my next album overseas. Their studios have a different sound, you know.
A different sound? Maybe I should go on a Court of Steel tour too. Now I want Apollo to join Clavier's band. That'd be funny. I'm confident with this one.
Objection!
Oh, I did not mean to skip that. What did he say? How did I skip it? I don't know what he said, but lies are hardly becoming of such a creature.
A put down worthy of a prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah?
Come on, can't I be cool for once?
No.
Observe the diagram! L'Amiroir, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct? Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes. But they were in the wall the door is on! Eh? You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you could have seen those bullet holes! Yeah!
L'Amiroir,
No. Yes?
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point.
I'm afraid the defense has actually raised a good point for once. It's very shocking.
For once in his life. It appears you have been holding something back.
And I must tell you, I must tell you what it is that I saw?
That is how court works, yes. The happenings in this trial are being recorded. And I'm certain it will be on the news in Borginia. You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it.
Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing.
But she knows how Mr. Latouche died! And he named her as a witness! You must have seen something, Lemuar!
Very well. Lamuar, please continue your testimony.
Very well, I shall. What I saw, too, by Lemuar. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I know it was.
So you did witness the crime. And the killer was a grown person, you say? Someone who definitely wasn't pretending to be 14 years old and standing on his knees.
This is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Herr Forehead.
Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your cross-examination.
Judge, only Clavier can call me that. Thank you.
Great going, Apollo. You were right about Lamiwa. What's wrong? You don't look too happy.
Whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. Well, it's gonna be...
What I saw.
I'll press everything. Might as well. No harm.
That is how you play these games.
So you're heading towards the dressing room? Yes. So this is a little before she opened the dressing room door and dropped her brooch. Oh no, it's doing the thing again. Work. There we go. About the same time Emma and I heard those shots. I was on my way back. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. What exactly is something like a little window? Yes, well, window is the best word I know in English. I think that this is how it is said, yes.
You need not worry, Lamua. Your choice of words is impeccable. There is a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail?
That little window on the wall. I saw the crime from there. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. You are certain you heard 2 shots fired? Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. That's when I heard a faint sound, like a gunshot. Wondering what it had been, I peered through the window. That's when I heard the second gunshot, much closer. And there were 2 bullet holes at the scene, no contradiction so far. What happened on the other side of that window? There was nothing I could do. But it wasn't Machi. It wasn't Machi who shot. Are you sure? Yes, quite certain.
It amuses me that you would question her testimony. It is testimony in your favor. Isn't it my job to object?
But Clavier, I want the truth! The blind kid did for $25, Your Honor!
Yeah, Apollo, what were you thinking?
Trucy, let's just listen to what Lemuar has to say. Can you tell me how you were so sure? Yes, of course, you see. It was a grown person. I know it was! A grown person? That's a little vague. I am sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
Certainly you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female.
It was a man, a young man.
And you're sure of that?
Yes, his voice was quite clear. Voice!
Looking at this diagram, it seems this dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter.
As a singer, I rely more on my ears than on my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man.
So you heard a voice, but wait, there's more. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Latouche?
Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Latouche who spoke, I would have known.
Indeed. So you were at the window, and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man.
Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Machi.
Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion of this testimony?
It's nice. That's in my favor, but I don't feel like it's right. Probably.
Yeah, it's in our favor, so we're gonna have to throw it out or something.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, see, it still doesn't make sense. I still don't really know how she lost her brooch in the room, though. She was just watching from that small window, given it was from the other fucking side of the room. It's definitely not right, though. I'll figure out what's not right as we're going through it. It's contradictory.
Make a safe state. Never mind.
It's too late now. Though, it pains me to say this. There's something about Lemuar's testimony that rings false.
Ha! Bravo, Herr Forehead. You're colder than I thought.
I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, no grown man could pass through the air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime.
But that means Lamiwa has to be lying.
I know, and I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting.
It is as Herr Forehead says. Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony.
What next? What's he talking about?
Lamiwa, I understand why you would want to protect Machi. Yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad, and lies do not become such a creature.
What does the prosecution mean?
Apollo, what's he talking about?
How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that?
I recall the state of the crime scene quite well.
The state of the room.
Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed.
Oh, right, because Apollo went to open it and said, hey, I could probably look inside here.
I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it.
What? But I'm sure.
Lamiwa, don't make me make Starburst red. I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense. But my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser.
But she's the only eyewitness we have!
So you say. And the victim named her the siren as the witness?
That's right! That's what Mr. Latouche...
We heard your claim. We even entertained the possibility. And it brought us to this. Herr Judge?
Yes?
The prosecution requests that the witness be excused.
I don't know why I read that as execute for a sec. I was like, hang on. What?
So we execute her forehead for wasting our time. Please.
Well, since you asked nicely.
I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. To the guillotine with you, Mr. Justice. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility.
But if Lamb Weewar can't testify...
Oh, I don't want to do it, you guys. I'm too scared. Everyone run away. You pee my pants. I'm so scared. Now there's pee and poop everywhere. And we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence.
This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case.
Danke. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I would like to hear that from Fraulein Detective again.
Wait! Let me hear Lamb Weewar's testimony one last time!
But the cross-examination is already over. I banged my gavel. Until such a time as a need arises, this witness may leave the stand.
I'm sorry I could not be of more assistance. Damn.
At last, back to the real trial. Ready, Herr Forehead?
Grr, I hope I didn't just miss my only chance.
Fraulein Detective, bestie, how far had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted?
She rolled her eyes. Don't ask me!
I dislike saying the same thing twice. And I never repeat a song for an encore.
If you would, Miss Sky.
I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latouche's killer could have escaped was through the air vent on the ceiling.
Ah, yes, there was only one door in the room. And a witness, you, was standing in front of it.
The air vent isn't very big, you see. Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through.
I certainly would have a difficult time. I'm fat as fuck.
You sure would. Not that you had been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off-limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for a killer is the defendant.
A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself.
She does state a clear case. Though, reading the report, something caught my eye.
Oh, what's that?
The circumstances of the defendant's arrest.
The circumstances, again?
Hey, that's right, Apollo! Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre.
She's right. Why did Mr. Latouche's body disappear from the room and end up on top of the stage tower? Holding a guitar, no less.
A perceptive observation, Herr Judge.
Thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough. You get a nose for things.
The judge sure seems pleased with himself.
Oh yeah, he sure does.
Very good, Fraulein Bestie. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer?
The Missing Body by Emma Sky. I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lemuar's song. No one in this country has a motive to kill the victim. And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Lemuar's song.
Yes, the guitar's serenade. You noticed it's code too, did you not?
It's code. I love
All
how
the events that day followed the lyrics of our song.
I love
You
the
don't know
writing.
how?
I love the writing sometime. Apollo just completely forgets everything the next day. It's great. It's great.
In case the player you know,
Also
because
forgets.
that was that was 2 days ago for us. It's possible another player. It's possible for another player it might have been weeks later. First, the keys my heart held onto so tightly were stolen. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar. Oh,
Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Toose's life was taken by a bullet.
the rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, up together to the sky.
That's mad. Yo. It's like a story out of some fairy tale.
I admit, I forgot about the song. I forget about a lot of things. I'm quite forgetful. I really should not be an attorney. Anyway, but there is now, waiting for me, the grand finale as it were.
Hey, you know, I was the one who first noticed that.
I've heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs. But killing? In the name of?
In the name
It's
of
a wild world.
love.
It's a wild world out there, Herr Judge.
It's a small world after all. It's a
Richard
small
Scarry's-
world after all.
Richard Scarry's Busy World. Give you 3 guesses why it's scary.
Oh no.
Very well. We've heard one song and dance, let's get on to the next. The cross-examination.
I'm not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing. La
You
missing
should sing
body.
all of Apollo. You should sing all of Apollo's lines in this cross-examination.
I will not be. I believe Machi stole the body
You should.
because of some lyrics. Who would steal a body just to match some lyrics? I didn't believe it myself, but it can't be just a coincidence.
It is as Fraulein Bestie says. Let us begin with the first verse. If you would, Fraulein Bestie.
What? You want me to sing it?
You are the witness, yeah? Or did you want me to sing? I warn you, my fee as a vocalist is not trivial.
Fine, fine. Ahem. Let's look at the first part of the lyric, shall we? When you stole away the keys my heart held onto so tight.
Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped keyring was stolen that morning.
Next, we go to the right page of the lyric sheet, where we find burning on in my heart, fire burn my love away, all away. As we know, Prosecutor Kevin's guitar burst screams in the beautiful 3D animation. Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away, all away. Mr. Toose's life was taken by a bullet.
Bravo, Fraulein Bestie. Your singing. It's not bad. 7.8 out of 10. Now for the finale, baby!
You gotta sing it.
I know it's just the first 2 words kind of blend in with the lyrics behind it. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky.
Gorgeous.
As it says in the lyrics, Mr. Latouche was found with a guitar high in the sky over the stage. You couldn't see it, but I was doing the finger air quotes thing that Dr. Evil always does. No series of coincidences could be so well conceived.
He's right, scientifically speaking. What would Walkie have said? That concert would work.
It's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that.
Anyway, the shooter. He moved the bike to match Lemiroir's song. Does the prosecution have any idea why he'd do all this? You want my scientific opinion? No clue. But he clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. Some deep reason. A deep reason.
Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar. Unforgivable acts, even if he had a reason, and worse if he had none.
The diva's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this on just a whim.
Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say.
Also, Clavy had a line, but it kind of went too fast. I think he said, Fraulein Detective, I don't appreciate that
Bestie.
comment. Or something like that.
Fraulein Bestie.
Yes, the crime was planned for sure. No one in the country has the motive to kill the victim. But Mr. Latouche spoke English! He may have come to this country before! I looked into that, I assure you. Oh. It was his first time in the country, it seems. Apparently he learned English on his own. Great.
You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion.
It does seem difficult to imagine.
Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt.
But what did you say, Fraulein Bestie?
Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song!
The court. Talking heads.
Of course not, and I am quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim.
Why would I need promotion?
Why would I need promotion? Everyone already listens to my music.
Jeez.
They're even in my textbook at school.
And I never heard of them. What does that say about me? No, Apollo is literally me. I am like this. A popular band, I will probably never have heard them until someone tells me about it. Like, I am Apollo. Continuously, I say, I am Apollo. I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. What do you mean by his signature? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. The bullet holes. The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall.
And that means what, exactly?
The dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim, and there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range.
Difficult to miss, you say? I believe Starburst takes that as a challenge.
Very. Assuming shooter could properly aim. Is the shooter me? I can't properly aim. I need a shotgun. No! You can't be serious!
I'm very serious, and don't call me Shirley.
The blind kid did it for $20, Your Honor.
Machu Picchu! He can't see!
But then how do you
That's
get...
why he missed?
How do you get the second time then, bro? Just... It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound...
Does it, though?
He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. He may have not shared every bone in his body, but...
That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, yeah? Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound.
A blind shooter.
No wonder he missed. This is a little silly.
No wonder he missed.
I was joking last day when I said the blind kid. Anyway. I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice, what do I do now?
We're holes
Sit back and
in
watch.
the wall.
Sit
Made by bullets.
Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see!
Oh, how so?
Because your mother.
What? Oh, right. I was about to say, why is Apollo suddenly arguing that Machi isn't blind? But no, he's saying someone who wasn't blind had to have done it.
Yeah, that's Machi's actually not blind, you see, and he's a 4-year-old man that's been on his knees pretending to be short and a kid.
Look closely, you can see his 5 o'clock shadow. And you can smell the cigar smoke on him.
Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim.
That's certainly possible.
He's not even blonde, he's wearing a wig!
Oh my god. And
He takes the wig off and he's got a buzz cut underneath.
fucking imagine, oh my god. And it might have been the revolver's fault.
The revolver.
The revolver was
Revolver Ocelot.
The revolver was a very large caliber, correct?
If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon.
Oh, are we finally gonna bring into actual logic into this course?
Why, it could dislocate their shoulder.
Or shatter all their bones? Exactly. The defendant, Machi Tobei, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw him off his aim.
A convincing argument, to be sure.
Is it? Haha! Take that, smug prosecution!
Apollo?
Huh? What?
That bit about Machi being tiny? And the gun throwing off his aim? Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it?
Oh.
It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point.
Yerk! Cripes, I really put my foot in it this time.
But let's get the facts of the matter on the record. If you would, Fraulein Bestie.
Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony.
Right. On the day of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind. You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. Also, I don't know why. I've never noticed Apollo's hair right here. Anyway.
That's not his hair. That's the back of his suit.
Is it?
It's brown.
Oh, it looks like hair. I think I've proven that.
His head ends where the neck starts. His hair ends where the neck starts.
I would have called it proof. I wouldn't call it proof per se. Huh?
You've merely raised a possibility. Fraulein Bestie has made a most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent.
But wait! If he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place?
Kethel says Apollo has quite the spiky hair. He must use extra song gel. I'm not sure if that's a typo. I'm not sure if that's a typo and Kethel meant to write strong, or if they're intentionally trying to make a music pun because this case took place at a concert.
Both funny. regardless.
Ah, a very good point. Well, Fraulein Bestie, if you would care to explain.
He certainly seems sure of himself. Recall the crime scene, if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machi Tobe. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of that stepladder. But that's... Why is this the first time hearing about this?
You could have figured it out for yourself if you weren't such a dummy. You only needed to consider what that stepladder was doing there, instead of arguing about whether it was a ladder or a stepladder.
Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder.
Well, Herr Forehead? Out of ammunition, perhaps?
Maybe, but I still have my knife! Never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive! Gosh, why can't he be like this in the bedroom? Man, he's caught the scent of blood.
I'm going to bite you. Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? We need something to prove the killer could see. You skipped one of my lines there. That'll put him in his place.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I accidentally double-clicked.
You totally meant to. You're trying to sabotage me. You have been from the start.
No. Proving sure was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove this, though? Not that. I suppose not that. Not that. Not that. Not that.
You see, the shooter could see because Darian missed his cue in the song.
Not that. Not that. Not.
You see, the shooter must have been able to see because of this lovely postcard.
I have no idea what the evidence could be.
Well, if you say no such luck and it's wrong, it'll just circle you back to, oh, okay, I'll present some evidence.
I can't think of anything that proves the shooter could see.
Your face does not exactly project confidence.
They should
Kethel's got something.
What Kethel say?
What's your idea, Kethel?
Maybe you should just
I love
accept
smug.
it and move on.
I love smug Emma. Apollo, grow a backbone! Kethel says, how would he know what the song lyrics are if he can't read them?
Well,
Although that doesn't really fly because he was a musician involved with the concert, so like he would have known about the song. They would have told it to him.
yeah, he would have been able to hear it.
Very well. The witness may continue her testimony.
I couldn't even get a word in edgewise.
This doesn't look so good, does it, Apollo?
No, it doesn't.
What do we do?
First, we don't panic. Even though Machi's case is leaking water by the gallon, Gavin's on a roll and it's up to me to stop him.
Ethel's next idea: how did he move the body of someone way bigger than him? But we don't have anything in our evidence to communicate that.
Well, I don't know. I feel my only thought right now is all this shit in the way would be hard for a blind person to get through fast to get up the ladder and shit. But I don't know. That feels really weak. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Especially if they weren't familiar with the room. That's my only thought.
I mean, you can make save states. Try it.
I don't know. Do I present on this statement? I suppose. I'll give it a try. Objection! 9. To save the crime scene, I conclude the shearer was blind. Can't say he was blind just because of those bullets in the hole. I think I've proven that. I won't call it proof
Ethel
per
says
se.
this is Ethel says this is entirely unrelated, but Emma is still very cute.
She is. Following detective has made a most logical conjecture based on the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence, just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Ah, very good point. He certainly seems sure of himself. Call the crime scene if he would. There's a step-ladder below the air vent. As it happened, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff was around checking out the air vents. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machi Tobe. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of the staff leveler, but that's... Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? You could have figured it out by yourself. You only need to consider what the step-ladder was doing there. Looks like the defense's objection has been squashed by step-ladder. Well, air there. Ammunition, perhaps? I've never seen prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he fell off and sent to blood. Well, don't you have anything? Something? You know what we need? The killer could see in the place. Maybe the shearer was sighted would do it. Take down a certain point. So, have any evidence? I'm gonna say I do. And probably figure something out, hopefully.
You're gonna figure something out, or you're gonna present everything until you find the right thing, because of save states.
Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge.
As I knew you would, Herr Forehead.
What exactly am I up against here? Prosecution is saying the shearer missed because he or she couldn't see. Therefore, Machi, who's blind, did it.
The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see.
Make another save state in this. I have to scroll over that again. Anyway. So we're proving that he could see. What here proves that he could see? Not really the murder weapon. Not the brooch. That doesn't really matter. Mixing board doesn't matter. Keyring doesn't matter. Death due to loss of blood with gunshot wound. That's between 9 to 9:30 p.m. Not really important. Crime photo. Being shot in the shoulder. That doesn't really prove anything. I'm not sure what it is. I'm gonna go with the diagram first.
I'm not sure that overturns anything, Mr. Justice.
Ugh, wrong evidence, I'm guessing.
Apparently both love and justice are blind.
I don't know what the answer is. Time to present everything!
Oh, I just remembered what it was.
Why is it the crime photo? What?
Because what he was writing in blood was rubbed out. A blind killer wouldn't have seen the message to know to wipe it.
Oh. Lame. This is that evidence.
The photograph of the crime scene?
I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think twice. Time to press on.
Go ahead, forehead, press.
Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There's something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point.
Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it up my butt. Yeah.
You would like that, wouldn't you, Clavier?
Yes, I would. That's why I'm asking for it.
Very well. Show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice.
You want in too, Judge?
No. You two can be gay. You two can be gay.
I didn't know you were into finger
time.
blasting. Sorry.
I am not. I'm saying you two can be gay together later.
Contradiction at the crime scene is.
The contradiction at the scene of the crime is.
Contradiction is right here. The smear of bloodstains.
I thought it was just my blurry vision,
I thought it was just blurry too.
but it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head.
I feel like this would be easier. That would be easier to see in
Like on real hardware?
yeah, like on real hardware, and like when they eventually do a HD port of this game, if they do, I feel like that would be easier to see that.
They did one for 3DS. They haven't put it on Switch. I think they put it on mobile, but I'm not sure if that would qualify as HD.
Ah.
Much like a gesture I've seen many times in this court, pointing.
So you're saying I could have played the HD version of this game? Shaking my head.
No.
It's almost as if he wrote something.
I don't even think that the 3DS version of this game is on the site we get 3DS ROMs from.
Wow.
Aha! I get it. At least I think I get it. Get what, Fraulein? When Mr. Latouche was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh?
Thanks for making my point for me. Yes,
You're
in
welcome.
fact, that's what I think happened here.
That does seem to be a distinct possibility.
The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. I mean, even though they never write the victim's name, that's never what they actually do. But maybe in this case, this is one of the rarer things where they actually do.
Pratt, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that.
Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind.
Neither would I.
No one has anything else to say.
About what?
So the prosecution accepts this. You agreed this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer. And that the killer tried to rub the name out. What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Latouche was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was... Wait.
Once he saw what it was.
But what did you just testify about the shooter? I
But
said...
when would he have had time to go find a saw?
They were blind. Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Machi Tobe, is blind? He could have been the shooter? I think that's what he said. Impossible!
You got it right. Yeah, I was actually reading that time.
Order! 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 Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what all this means.
I swear, it just goes through dialogue sometime.
I mean, looking at this photograph, every time I do it makes me laugh. It seems quite clear that the shooter could see.
Every time I do it, it makes me laugh. Every time
Look
I
at this
do,
photograph.
every time.
How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head?
Joey's dead.
We're over the 2-hour mark, by the way.
I know.
Yet up until now,
I'll stop in a minute.
It seems I owe the court an apology. The Gaviniers are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred. During our concert, apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner.
I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here.
Hey, Apollo, look at him. He's gorgeous. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling and gorgeous like that? Like he knows something we don't, and he's about to tell us. I've got an idea. Let's rock, baby!
What about if we leave it there?
Fine by me. Hit the start button.
Well, Twitch crowd, that'll be it for me tonight. You can catch me again with us on Friday. And you can catch us tomorrow on Mikey's channel, twitch.tv/Mikeybuster, for some Mega Man Battle Network grinding. Yay! So much fun. Are you having fun? I'm having fun.
3% drop. Woo! Come on, let's go. Let's get it.
Anyway, yeah, you can catch us here tomorrow, and again with some more Apollo Justice on Friday. Love you all. Thank you for joining tonight. Bye.